2, 3. Yes, welcome back. Episode 4 of the podcast. It's what Wali and Omar said.
That's good.
We've got a special guest today. Come on. My light. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm excited. My name is Wasim.
My boy.
Yeah, man.
My guy.
You know what, Wally? I've been telling him. I'm
Trust
very
me.
excited to be on this podcast, man.
I know, man. It's just, to be honest, we're all very close to friends. So for us, it's easy. Like, this is just normal day. We come on FaceTime for bands anyways.
Literally.
It's just recording now. That's all it is.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Tell them where you're from if you want, or do you want to keep that private?
Me? Nah, I don't care, man. I'm Lebanese. Yeah, I'm Lebanese. 21. Went to the same school as Omar and Wally.
Mm-hmm.
Known them for quite a while now. It's been how many years? It's been a long time.
It's been 8-9 years.
It was interesting. I think I actually met both of you in year 8.
I met with Sim in year 8.
We
like,
did,
properly.
didn't it?
Yeah. It was. I think it was year 8.
Yeah.
Still. Year 7 was just a year still, but yeah.
Those were the days, man.
Nah,
For real.
Trust me.
Proper fun.
Bro, they were the years of horrible haircuts.
Grown up.
Oh,
Innit?
like back then, the trims are mad.
Trims
trust me.
were standard.
I used to get Mohican and that from every single day.
I don't know what I was
man.
then. I don't know.
Nah, I've seen old pictures of myself, man. My shape up was all over the gaff.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You had spiky hair, though, innit? I think you had spiky hair, like a Mohican.
I went through phases, bro. I went from spiky hair to Mohican.
No one.
But I'm sure everyone went
You know
through
that
the
phase
Mohican
when you had the
phase.
fringe, yeah, and the spiky hair going upwards.
Oh,
That was the worst. That was the worst. I had that. My cousin, bruv, we all had that trim. I don't know what. You know,
That's
I
cool.
remember looking to the mirror, doing this, and just doing that.
Oh, I think I remember you having that.
I had that for like a couple months. I never had it for long. And then, in year 9, I had this phase, yeah, when I used to use a whole handful of gel, like up to here, and just put it slick on
my god.
as if I was from the mafia or something, bro. I swear to God. It was for like 5 months. You know, now that I had slick back hair, I used to do that thing with my mother.
Yeah.
But you know, in primary school,
Oh, yeah.
I got finessed by my pop's time. You know what trim my man gave me? It lasted 2 days.
One.
He gave me the Ronaldo trim, bro. That thing.
But was it
Bro,
good though?
there's something.
But how could it be good if it's that? That could never be good. It could never be good. I was bold and there was just a patch here. Just a patch here like that.
Oh, that Ronaldo.
Yes, that Ronaldo.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Bro,
I said you only had this part here.
I'm talking about I had a helmet, G, front
So
helmet
this-
only. That
this-
you see
this
what you
is
have
your
right
trim.
now?
This-
What you have there, literally, that was my trim. Bruv, it was peak.
That is
Wallah.
hilarious.
That's too
I
funny.
know. I firm did it, but my brother had it as well, and he was in secondary school, so he took it off quick. He took it off quick in it. But I firmed it for primary school. I was like, yeah. People thought I was a baller though, even though I wasn't, but still.
I remember you
Yeah,
had
but
one
it
of
feels
them.
like-
You had one of them buzz cuts, like you know the army trims.
Oh yeah,
Who?
hell times.
Wally, he had that in year 8.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did
I
still.
It was literally no lineup. Yeah, no lineup, just zero. No lineup, just zero. Straight. It was
Nowadays,
a
it's not
lineup.
that bad though, man. People that are our age now, their trims are all right.
Bruv,
compared
year
to
7,
how
they
we
get
were
skin
before.
fades from when they first started.
That's what I'm saying. Back in year 7, I didn't even know what a skin fade was, bro.
I can't lie.
Trust me.
I have all the brothers in it, so I was a little bit ahead of the game in year 8, man.
I didn't like
Ah,
trims, when I was
that's
young.
why.
I was scared of trims, fam. I don't know why. I had a fear of trims
I
when I was
loved
young.
it.
Yeah,
loved
man.
it,
You
man.
see, I'm the oldest. That's why. So I was the experiment. innit? So
Oh, there we
growing
go.
up, I had to learn it the hard way.
Trust me. Before we start this episode, I was going to give a shout out to one of my friends in it. So this brother's name, Amin. He has Instagram. It's called Slyway Style. He does calligraphy art, which he does look in Arabic in it. So he does art. I'll put a picture of them on the screen right now as well. There's a one he does of saying sabr, one saying peace, for example. Just that's what he does in it. I'm going to give a shout out to him. I'll put his link on the bio. So you might check it out, because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He's doing this thing, fam. He's a wavy guy still.
Oh, shut.
Yeah, mashallah, he's a talented brother, man.
Yeah,
But I think we're going to
mashallah.
carry on doing these shout-outs into people, our friends close to us, and that's just to, like, why not use our platform for something good in it. So, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Sim, do you want to tell them what you do?
100%. Me, so
Or what you have
I
done?
decided to, well, what I've done, obviously I went to secondary
busy
school,
guy.
finished that. Got my, got my GCSEs, done well, alhamdulillah. I think we all did. Went on to A-levels, done A-levels, done pretty good in that. Done pretty good in my A levels, and then do you know why we're laughing? Because we remember the maths days. The maths days were hilarious. Omar was in my class. Those
Maths
were
days were nuts.
we had the most. Oh my god, I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, A levels was good. Finished that, and then I have a family business, so my parents run a barber shop. I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset, so I've always wanted to kind of get into business, and that's why I thought there's a plan B for me. Like, I don't want to continue through the university route, although I could have went to a good uni, but I said, let me, to try take over this business and expand it and grow it a bit more.
And you're doing
So
good
I've
at the
done a
moment,
course.
man. You're doing banging.
Yeah,
bro.
alhamdulillah, getting there, man. Always learning,
Mashallah.
always
It's all
learning.
the process.
Never get
Exactly, man.
complacent.
You never stop learning. Even when you're at the top, bruv, you learn, man. That's what it is.
Literally,
Which is
never
good,
get
man.
complacent, man.
Keep yourself busy, fam. Always keep yourself busy. It's a small things, isn't it?
Of course, man. Of course. It's
Yeah, that's
important.
lit, man.
Having a
Do you know
goal
what's lit
always.
about you though as well?
Yeah.
You do have, is when you say you have an entrepreneurial like mindset, I can't lie, it's always been true, because I think since I met you, pretty much every single year of school, you've had like a different idea of what you wanted to do. So for example, there was a moment where you told me you wanted to be like a comedian. There was a moment where you wanted to be an actor. Because obviously you did drama in school.
Yeah.
What a guy. Couple.
You see what I mean? That's what I mean. But it's talent, fam. It's talent to do better difference.
Yeah.
Boxing as well, G. Like, boxing's a hard work thing, fam. Just doing that is mad, fam.
Yeah, man. But now I think I've got my eyes on the prize. I want to continue with this, help my parents rest a bit, and then
Exactly. You got all of us as well for help, whatever it may be, fam. That's the thing. We have each other in it.
As Omar said, last podcast, the world is your oyster.
Exactly,
that's what I want to
know. Come on. I have to put that as a quote now. I might steal that quote myself.
I think speak merch, G. I'm not gonna lie, I'll buy that merch still. Little oyster with Omar.
Come on. New shot.
The world is your oyster.
Oh shit.
But yeah, man. I can't lie. Excuse me if you see me eating butter, man. It's irresistible, wallah.
Yeah, Breno, I'm not gonna lie to you. The best chocolate is Lion, fam, but no one agrees with me.
Oh.
I'm a Lion.
Chocolate, bro.
Lion, fam. You probably like Bounty, innit? What you say?
Like Bounty.
He's not saying anything.
Come on, I'm elite, bro. Now, there is.
You're gonna get
this
cancelled
year.
Like Bounty. Oh, like Bounty.
Nah, this.
Won't start oyster emoji.
No, oyster
emoji. Bounty. No.
Bro, listen. In order to enjoy Bounty, you need to be of the elite people in the world, innit? Alhamdulillah, Allah bless me to be part of the elite, innit? Unfortunately, man. One day you can join me, innit? When you're older.
I hope, man. One day, man. But my thing's
I guess I'm not part of the 1%.
No. You gotta like Bounty to be part of 1%, bro.
Yeah, I know.
But I can't lie. This whole year, I got a bet going on with. Well, not really a bet. I got a deal going on with one of our guys in Yasin. He literally said to me, "If you don't have Bounty for a year, I'll give you said amount of money, and every year that you do it, I'll double that amount." But there's like a cap at like, I think he said like 5 years. Yeah, so 5 years about 5 years about Bounty and make peas, bro. Yeah, easy money.
You ain't even gotta work.
I wish I faked like Bounty. I would have done that for days, fam. So I love
No,
Bounty,
but you're
man.
a liar. No. Hold on. Let me say this. Wali is the biggest liar, because when we were on the bus going home from uni, he tried. It was just me and him. I gave him some Bounty to try. He looked at me with a strange face. I was like, "What? You don't like it?" He said, "Why do I like it now? I don't get. This isn't how I remember it tasting." And then the next day, we were with people. This guy's like, "No, I never said that."
Dead.
Oh, that's
true. I'm joking,
bro.
Nah, listen.
Come out the closet, Ak.
No.
Enjoy it, bro.
You come out the closet, so it makes you batty to have Bounty, yeah? I'm batty to have Bounty then. That's not. I'm good, G.
Bro, listen, there's a lot of Bounty lovers out here, innit? Shout out my Bounty lovers, innit? We're a nice community, bro. We'll take you in. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, man. Coconuts and that. It's all good.
Snickers is kind of nice. I know one or two people that really like Snickers. I'm personally
it's
not really a fan.
underrated chocolate, I can't lie.
Snickers? Well, that's the one with the nuts, isn't it?
Really?
I forgot.
Yeah, Snickers.
That's mad.
I think Benno's just undefeated still. You're right, I'm not gonna lie. Benno is the ones that you just can have in it. Someone put me off Benno by saying it tastes like saliva.
Some
Oh, I
said
did not
what?
think of. I'm not
That's
eating that
yeah,
anymore.
exactly. You know what I mean? The white chocolate.
No.
See, I'm sorry,
What
but it's
about
a plus.
the Milky Way? The little Milky Way ones.
You see, those people
Tired.
hate that shit. Hate that shit. Mars, they hate. I don't mind
Tired.
it. I think it's not deep.
It's like a
tired.
tired version. It's an exhausted version of Bounty, I think.
Yeah, there's so much
Yeah.
better things around available
Range.
that you don't need to have it.
You know, it's better than having
Wallahi.
strawberry chocolate, G fam. You know the ones when you get strawberry inside a little liquid thing, the syrup inside chocolate. There's big boxes. Yeah, that's
Oh
the,
yeah.
that's the worst. Yeah,
I
basically
mean,
cowpaw.
No, you're right.
It's basically cowpaw in chocolate, G. I swear to God.
yeah, but
But yeah,
Calpo's
man.
nice.
Let's talk about what the episode's doing right now. You know, the last episode when they were doing, they've been doing good. You know, like the feedback we began is actually mad. You know, and a lot of people will be talking about what's it called? They're actually proper watching the full thing. I'm surprised people are watching the full thing. I'm not gonna lie to you because like not much people watch podcasts in it. It's not everyone's what's the word? That French word, fam.
Cup of tea.
No, that's not a French
I
word.
said
What?
French word.
What?
Forte.
Me,
It's
there's a
forte.
delay in it.
Everybody's
I'm a little
forte.
bit behind the minute. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
forte in
true,
it.
true.
Everybody's forte. I think that's the saying. Yeah. So yeah, I'm
Maybe.
surprised. I got a lot of good feedback still. People are enjoying it, man. But we're gonna
Yeah,
get deep into the
100%,
podcast
man.
still. We got a couple stuff to talk about in it. For one of them,
Yep.
what should we title as? We're not gonna say just relationships. We'll call it because relationships, marriage is what it leads to. That's what the purpose of it is, isn't it? So we'll talk about
Yeah.
arranged / love / like marriage, innit? That's what we're gonna talk about. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like with arranged marriage and love marriage, because people can get arranged marriage. It could be people just so culture wise might be easy. Do you know what I mean? But for love marriage, I think people that have more struggles is because it's more of a challenge against culture, innit? You're not really going the way that your family usually goes. So, for example, if it's let's say it's an Afghan, for example, or Afghan and an Arab, or if it's a Somalian and someone from Wales and that.
Brother. Let me
Wales and
just
that.
stop you there. Let me just-
Somali from Wales and that. Yeah, my bad.
Thank you, brother.
I know. Somali from somewhere Wales. Just it's a mad like a proper culture thing, innit? Do you mind see that as a
Yeah.
big thing, or is it just
What the culture mix?
so tradition culture? For example, yeah. So you're Lebanese, yeah. I will do something
Yeah.
like let me see what is the difference between Lebanese and a different culture that could be like that could
I
clash.
think Lebanese and Afghans pretty similar.
It is. I think most no, because as long as you man know your way as a Muslim, do you know what I mean? Yeah, because it's as simple as that. And I think culture tradition should never be ahead of that. But I think people confuse those as one. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that is usually the most confusion of when people are talking about it might not work because of tradition and culture because it's so different. But in reality, they're putting that over what is right, which is our religion. Our religion says that. As long as it's basic, it's completely half your deen. So in that aspect, that's all you should hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
If that person helps you. It could be any way into becoming a better Muslim in that way. Then I don't think it's not a problem apart from culture and tradition. That's for like our parents' sake, innit? That usually people that's what they will say.
I think culture makes life definitely makes the road a bit smoother. Like later on. I don't think personally it's too big of an issue for me, but I think when it comes to family, especially with Arabs and whatever, they like even Somali, Afghan, whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of families prefer that you stayed within the culture, and that's why there's arranged marriage is very popular there.
Makes sense.
I don't really agree with that. I think if you love someone, then
exactly
you're marrying them at the end of the day, not your family.
I don't want people to be confused by when we say arranged marriage. We're not talking about forced marriage here as well. Forced marriage is a whole different thing. People confuse the two quite a lot. I'll be real, and people do confuse the two. So when people are saying, "Oh, you're getting arranged marriage," for example, "Bro, you're getting forced to get married," you're like, "Bro, you're a victim." But it's not like that. I think
pick someone.
It's more of let me say in a way not to offend some people.
It's more of like an offer, isn't it? It's more of like I found you this person.
Yeah.
Now,
are you willing to get to know the person?
This and that, exactly. But sometimes they come across as if get to know them.
You see, that's I agree with that 100%.
That's where it becomes a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, madness.
Yeah.
showing the cousins from back home and that. From that's just bare long, G. You know that one's done.
Literally, not happening.
I don't think Omar gets that. Omar's good, fam. I haven't
mean,
heard.
well,
I haven't heard of Somalis getting married to people back home. I don't think so. From people
Well-
I know, that's from people I know actually. So I don't know.
I don't know if it's more about marrying people from back home. I think it's just in the Somali community that in Somalia and Somaliland there's tribes in it. So there's like small tribes, and usually parents prefer for them to marry within that tribe because it makes the politics and stuff it makes it a bit smoother. Like
that's
Wasim
what I
said.
was saying. Yeah, that's what you were saying.
It's not too much about marrying someone from back home. It's more about just marrying someone that your mum might know, like a family that your mum might know, and think, okay, their daughter
Peace
does
of
this,
mind,
this,
innit?
this. Yeah. So it gives them like, it's just like a little bit more of a background thing. So you basically know each other's families already. You don't have to go through that talking stage, etc.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true.
Any advice you think you could give to for some people? I feel like they probably going through this phase. Let's say someone has an arranged marriage or it's a love marriage, and they're going through a phase. Yeah, for example, if they've told their parents about something that they want to go with, and let's say it's not gone their way 100%. Do you know what I mean? So at that point, it's more of having that trust because you don't know if you could tell your parents again if it comes to that situation because you went out your way to do something, but it didn't go your way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be so many other reasons. It could be a problem, or it could be just didn't work out. It could be so many reasons in it. But for people that in that state, yeah, what they do, people could get proper like depressed and stuff because they're like, raw. You can't get your trust to your parents anymore. That's why people go straight into the arranged when they fall out of doing love marriages. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a difficult thing in it. I don't think not most people can do it. I'll be honest. I think especially for someone in our kind of culture tradition, it's kind of different. It's kind of difficult in it because that's not how we're raised, and it's just. But in the like the way we're raised, like how we are, we're very what's it called? Multicultural. Yeah, multicultural. Like we're very. Yeah, exactly. Like you were saying, we're very broad-minded. We're very broad-minded and all that stuff in it. So
diverse, open-minded.
Our parents might be quite young, might be quite old. So the way they think is way different to us. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's just,
it's true. It's true. As you said, they're more.
Yeah, you gotta understand what kind of generation they're from.
Yeah. So what advice would you give someone who's kind of being forced into marrying someone with a particular? So, for example,
female or guy in it. It could be both.
Both. If their parents are forcing the child to marry into a specific culture, what advice would you give the child that's going through that?
Anything? You want to say anything about it first?
I mean, I don't really know, innit? I mean,
let's just say
you're getting forced into something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
I think the best thing is to try
explain.
Treat yourself in it. Chat to the family on the levels. Just tell them what you're feeling. If your parents keep talking like that, I guess one day try bring them to like a sheikh or something, or like an imam, just to talk them through it, explain what's going on. I mean, all I can say is I'll make dua for those people in it because I'm no expert in it.
None of us are experts in this, innit? It's just for what I think in that situation, if you're getting for any male or female and you're getting pressured, I want to say forced. If you're getting pressured to like just do it, like sometimes parents could come across a little bit like that. They're not trying to be like pushy on you, of course, but it's just they know that because they've been through that, so they want you to be happy, so they know what's to come. They know a family is what happens when you have family is what happiness comes from, so they know that. So you wouldn't think it's out of cruel mind for them to like make you go just marry, just do this, because like we're getting older, but at the same time they're getting older as well. Do you know what I mean? We can't forget.
Would you say it's okay for, if your parents are against it, for you to go against them and still go ahead with it? I know they need to approve and whatever, but I know people that say no matter.
In order to make them understand, I think it could come to that. It depends on the situation, I guess, innit?
Because I think in the end of the day, if you're forced into marrying someone you don't want to, the person who's going to suffer ultimately is you, not your parents.
Really and truly, our parents want the best for us anyways.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If we explain that, explain that the level of the happiness that it brings us, I'm very sure that our parents will, alhamdulillah, that
I
they want.
mean, yeah, all of our
Regardless,
parents
yeah.
want to see us happy, innit? They don't want
Yeah,
to see
like
us
this is not.
sad.
It's not. They're
They
not
want us
against
to
us.
have
Do
a
you know what I
good
mean?
life.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. Yeah.
So
So
at first, I think you got to chat to them on a levels as well. Try and make them understand that you see what they're trying to do, but you just got to come to some sort of agreement, innit?
mhm,
I agree.
true.
Try and make
Yeah.
them understand, no matter what, like how different the culture is or whatever, it should be okay.
hmm
Fair enough.
What I want to ask
We'll come
is,
back to it. We'll come back to it.
I Somali
Mhm.
kind of like my background. I kind of see what like my culture. I can understand why and they want to do marriages in a way that they do, but I don't know too much about you guys, innit? I don't know
Mm.
too much about the Arab and African culture because
Mhm.
my one's pretty simple. It's usually marry into the tribe and then things will go smoothly from there. But what
I'm
about
not.
you guys? I don't know if you lot
To be
have
honest,
the same thing.
I'm broad-minded, to be honest. As long as to be before I'll
No,
be
I know
honest.
you. I know
Before
you're
I'll think.
broad-minded,
Mhm.
but I mean like your culture. So, for example, with my culture, the older generations usually
Um,
just married
no,
into
I don't
each
think so. I
other's
think it's different because it's
tribes.
never been happened before in it. So it's just them ones. Like no one's really done it. So there's no way for me to base that off. If you get what I mean, if you get what I'm like, if you feel like I'm talking about, do you know what I mean? For example, let's talk about Sim.
Yeah.
Well, Sim's for Sim, yeah. Let me give an example. I've already got brothers and sisters. They've got married and stuff. So if, at least based off that, at least. But with Sim, he's old. He's the
Okay.
oldest in his family. So if he was to base it off anything, it'll be quite different because you can't.
Mm.
It's like
For me,
you're stepping
my
into new waters.
parents don't really have anything like against marrying into a different culture. Like
That's banging.
and
That's blessed. And
that
you know
comes
what? You
on
know what
to
that
me as
is?
well. Yeah.
100%. I think it's because your business, like good on the business side, yeah, they see
Yeah.
more than normal parents see. I'll be honest. That could be
They
one of it.
interact with more people, innit?
100%. I think that could be. And your dad, I met your dad. Your dad's a G family. He's seen people like on a mad level. Innit? He just
Thank
like,
you.
you know what I mean, customers wise or whatever it could be. He's here. He hears
Yeah,
stories,
literally.
and it kind of broadens their mind a little bit. But for someone that's been like here and it's different, like they only seen one part of what we see. They haven't seen what we see. We've been basically born here. We grew up here, so we see way more than our parents would. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
just,
it's
I
true.
think this is just a process of us explaining. If it came to this situation where we have to do this kind of things, it's up to us to explain it. Because at the end of the day, it's your parents in it. You got to talk to them. That's the lesson.
Yeah.
You got to be in the same level in it because they're not strangers to you. And that's some
Mhm.
people. But the thing is, some people struggle because it's hard to talk about this stuff. It's not like you can just go to them and just speak to them. Some people are very close to their parents. Some people are close to them, but they don't know how to express this side of them.
It's true.
So
Yeah. They
I
can't
don't.
really
It doesn't
talk
mean
about that.
you don't care or you just want to deal with it by yourself. It's just more of finding a way to speak your heart in it because not everybody can speak their heart in the most easy way you can. I'll be honest. I think it's very hard to just go to your parents and just straight away say like this is happening. It's a process. I think everyone has their own way of dealing with it.
It's true.
But
It's true.
Yeah.
there's praise for all of that, man. Like everyone goes through their own personal struggles, and you don't get tested on these struggles if you want me to firm it. But that's what you got to go around in it. Everything happens for a reason, fam. You just got to deal. You just got to deal with it. It's just them
When it
ones.
comes to family, as we said, it's literally as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they're fine. Do you know what I mean? In the end of the day, they're not going to tell you, no, I know you'll be happy with this person, but I want you to go with this
No,
person.
exactly, man. Yeah,
Although
man.
I know you won't be happy with this person, but he's from the same culture. They won't say that. The
Yeah.
reason they always say stick to your culture is because they believe it will cause less problems in the future, which then would make you a happier person along the line. Do you know what I mean? So come 10 years down the line when you start to kind of, you see how you live, you see how, your wife lives or your husband lives, and you see their habits and you see how their culture is, you might all of a sudden find less interest in that. That's what parents are worried
100.
about, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
But
100%.
obviously where we are now, they're more traditional. Even it's the same case with education. Yeah, and when you come and tell your parents, I don't want to go through the traditional route, go to university, get a degree, I'm aspiring to do something else. A lot of the traditional parents, like mindset, they'll be like, no, go get a degree, go get a job, do this, do that. It's just a
Yeah.
mindset thing. But then
100.
when they see that you've taken a different route and you're happy, they're happy for you. It's not really a problem.
Yeah. I think it's gonna take
Perfectly
action
said.
and like things. It's gonna take things to show. Like you're gonna need to show them with progression.
They
In
need
it.
proof that
So
Put
for
you
your
know
bigger
what you're
example,
hand.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like for example, if you're like the university thing is a good point because from their mindset they just want you to be stable in it. This is the safe way that you can
Yeah,
definitely get a
exactly. It's a
job,
safe option.
put yourself
Exactly,
up.
it's a safe
Yeah,
option.
but at the same time, a lot of people aren't made for that kind of route in it. So by showing them over the years and trying to get them to understand and listen to you, you can even make like a deal. Okay, over these next couple of years, I'll show you I'm going to do this and do that. And then once they see the things like ticking, and like once they see things working, then they'll understand.
Yeah,
They'll be
man.
like, yeah, they'll be happy for you. It's true. That's why all these stories you hear, oh, my parents doubted me, my parents this, my parents that. It's not that they
our
hate
bad.
you.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
that they just want the safe option for you so you can be happy, and that's it. It's
I'm
not
not
that
saying as well.
they were hating.
Perfectly said, man.
I'm
Literally.
not saying as well, like that safe option is a good option as well. It's not a bad versus good, and it's
Yeah.
just
true.
it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the
It's true.
path you choose to go on in it.
100%.
Every person has its positives and negatives, man.
Do
It's
you
just how you
think-
deal with it.
Do you think having a safety option is always a good thing, though? Like having a
With
safety
what?
net. Do you think, in general, in life, say you're aspiring to do a career?
Yes
you see
and
how
no.
people,
Are we
do you
coming?
think having
Like,
a
we're coming
safety net?
away from a relationship right now. We talk about strictly business, right?
Yeah. In general, forget relationships for now.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, in general, a safety net. Do you think it's good for people, or do you think it can cause them a bit of harm in the long run?
Yes or no for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I think if you have a safety option, it always makes you second guess what you're doing, which we want to do. Do you know what I mean? It'll make you think, you know what, I can just go back and do the safety thing. But if you don't have that safe option, yeah, you're way more putting that 100% into what you're doing in the start. Do you know what I mean? What you're actually doing. But it's a yes or no for me. It's literally in the middle because it's like, yes, I have a safe option, so I can rely on that when everything else goes to shit. Do you know what I mean? But if that's not there, it's my 100% here. But if this doesn't work out, you just it's that feeling of where would you go from there?
I think it depends on your aspirations.
100%. It's the risk in life, and whatever you do, man, it could be something so simple, you know, bro.
If you're aiming high,
ever literally. Let's say you want to buy a shirt, yeah, from Primark on the road, yeah, and there's no other shops there. Literally no other shops there. You want to go there, you have no second option. If you go there, you go home. If it's closed, whatever, if it is, yeah, you go home with no shirt. You basically fall out. But if you have a safe option in that aspect, you can just go grab it somewhere else. In that kind of context, it's good in it, but in a different context, it's completely different. Because if it's aspiration and business and like your future, it's different because it's more. You don't want to second guess yourself. You don't want to overthink on these things because they can harm a mind in it.
Do you know what it does? It's more like, you see, if you're aiming really high in life in general for anything, if you have, eventually you're going to hit a point where you become either content with your ability, or you face a lot of trial and hardship in it. So and you've got to kind of push through that, and for a lot of people it's very hard. Now if you have a safety option, it's going to get to a point where you really want to give up. Having a safety net would be like, you know what, I could just give up right now, go back down, and then that creates a comfort zone, and all these aspirations that you once had goes out the window.
Yeah, because you're gonna be like,
dangerous.
I've done it before. That safety option still there. Just drop back onto it.
That's why it's dangerous.
No, facts. Man. You're saying literally, bro.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's like literally, you know, as you said, say you want some exclusive shoes, yeah, you would, and you in your head you're like, okay, if I don't find these shoes, I'm gonna settle for these normal shoes. Do you know what I mean? These less quality shoes if I don't find these exclusive shoes. Now, if you don't find them, you're just gonna settle for less. But if you don't have that option, you're gonna keep going until you find those shoes that you really want. Do you know what I mean? That should help people kind of understand it a little bit better.
I feel like
I agree. I agree. To be honest, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I feel like having a safety option may be negative, like you said, because of the mindset that you might have. But I think having options isn't a bad thing. So, for example, if you do decide to go down a journalism route, for example, you wanted to be a football journalist or something.
Exactly. See,
and you're pushing yourself to go down that route. Maybe you're aiming, I want to work for the BBC, I want to work for their sports page. But along the way, you start seeing, okay, maybe it's not maybe you start seeing little blocks in the way, innit? Little obstacles stopping you. Maybe you're almost about to get there, and then someone says, "Nah, you'll never have this job." You can always think, okay, well, mainly because there's someone a little bit better than you at it. You can say, okay, well, I mean, I know basketball just as well as I know football, so why can't I do that for football? So having options, or even creating your own thing, that's another option as well. So I think having options is good. Having a safety option, I don't think it's good to call it that. I think the way that you think, mindset is a lot of it has a lot to do with success, innit? I think the way that you word things, the way you speak about things, words hold a lot of weight. So by saying safety option, I wouldn't word it like that.
Yeah, you can name it. For example, like what you just said, yeah. That safety option could also go towards the same goal you're trying to achieve. It might be just a longer route. So if you're trying to do the route that you planned, it might not go to plan, but this way that you go, it will go to plan, but it's just a longer route. You just got to go around to what you actually want.
You got to be open to change as well, because sometimes what you're looking for isn't exactly what you're looking for. You might find something on the left that, actually, no, this is a lot better than what I was looking for here. Let me go that way instead. So you got to be flexible as well.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Change is always going to come in life, and it might not be the best, but you just know it's always the best for you, because like what we say, man, Allah is the best of planners.
Learn to love it.
You know, 100%. Exactly. Learn to change yourself with those changes, in it, because those changes are what makes you a better person, in it. They could be good for you.
Never get complacent.
Actually, quote that. We should quote that still. Put that in the show.
Honestly, never get complacent, man. That's where you hit plateaus, bro. Wallah, I've seen it for myself. When you get complacent, you hit plateaus, and then you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. You make comfort zone, and you're done.
The viewers, I don't know what complacent means. You want to explain that? For example, those viewers are basically me as well.
For example, complacent is like, say there's a skill level that, you know, this is the highest level you can possibly get to. You get to this level, and now you're happy with it. You become complacent. Do you know what I mean? You become happy with your performance. You become happy with the level that you're at.
So basically, when you feel content with what you're doing,
you're basically content.
Basically, you just chill. You're just like, I'm here now. I'm on chill now. Is that what it is? It's simple as that. When you get laid,
literally.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I guess it depends as well, because the goal in life,
it depends. Exactly.
I mean, you do want
if you're not aiming for that, exactly. If you're not really aiming for, you know, the best of the best, then that's fine to get. You know, it's fine to be happy with whatever. But I'm just saying, in general, if you're aiming for the highest, then you should never get complacent.
Whatever you do, man, what we said, when we almost said in the first episode when we start this podcast, and whatever you're doing, it could be something so small. Just make sure it's something that you actually want to do and you're enjoying yourself. Like, no matter
just put
what
your
it
best,
comes down
just
to,
put 100% into
it. No matter what comes, the plan. It's written in it. Whatever happens in it. But at the same time, put your 100% into it, and whatever comes from it is what you put into it. Whatever you put in, you get back. And that's how it's going to be always in life, innit? Whatever you put in, you get back. If you put 50%, you get 50%. You put 100, you get 100% back. But sometimes you might not get it back straight away. But that's the process of you going for it, because it's not always you start leveled in it. It always could be like this, and you're just chasing the 100% until you reach that point. And when you reach that point, it's when you overachieve and you go higher than ever.
I think a good thing is have goals, yes, but don't try not to think of that goal as the be all end all, because there's a lot of times you'll reach a goal and you'll just be like, oh, I'm not as happy as I actually thought I was going to be. So I feel like you got to try enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process.
What did that happen to Tyson Fury, innit?
I mean, look at him.
Perfect example, man.
He's the heavyweight champion of the world. He beat one of the longest reigning. I don't know if it's the longest, but Klitschko, he was reigning over everyone's time. Beat him in his own.
Beat him in good fashion, not just beat him in good fashion. The brother landed 7 punches, I think, or something like that, man. He bleeding.
And then he was like, "Oh, I still feel empty inside. What is this emptiness?" He couldn't find it. He went into depression because he thought, "Oh."
His documentary, by the way, or his book, people should give it a read or give it a watch, because my man, he's a good speaker, man. He knows how to talk about people that can't speak about mental, like depression, bipolar, anxiety, and all this stuff. He knows how to put it out there in a way for people to understand. Like, there's a story about him when he was in his Ferrari, I think, and he was just speeding, and he had this random thought of just driving off, like just saying, like, fuck it, why not? And the way he explains stuff like that, when you have that feeling, you would properly relate with it. So that's why I feel like that
Yeah.
documentary was. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix actually, but I think it is. And
Even if you can't find it on Netflix, you can listen to
No,
his interview on Joe Rogan Experience, because that's
exactly.
what I've heard about it.
There,
So,
that
That's
one
why I
is
had.
banging.
let me say this, there's nothing like listening to a successful athlete's life story, because, bro, the way that, especially like people like Kobe, Michael Jordan, Tyson Fury,
Success never comes like that. It
bro,
never comes on
the
a
way
plate.
that, the way that the sacrifices these guys make, the drive they have, the mentality they have, you could learn
Crazy.
a lot from it. No matter what you do, if you're a baker, you could take something
it's
out
true.
of these guys'
It's
books.
a mindset, isn't it? It's a mindset.
It's so hard to just take
Wherever
that
it is.
mindset on and just boom, you're going forward now. It's very, especially when you have so many of that mental what's it called, mental issues that you had here, mental problems that you had here, to just tick that off and say, oh, that's not the problem right now, and I want to go forward and do what I want and get what I want. And to do that, but it takes that takes a man to become successful in it. In any way, success could it doesn't even have to be about money. It's literally about anything. It could be about happiness, finding content with yourself, finding peace within yourself. But the main thing is finding peace, because with everything that's going on recently, it's a madness, and I think no one's heart is at peace right now. When you think about it, like every single thing that's happened, especially when Jordan Boyega said that thing about, he said, "Fuck it, like this I might never get a job again, but he's doing it because it's what matters." And that kind of stuff, I rate so much, because that is like
That's true.
That mentality is king mentality, fam. That is like,
I think in psychology they call it spiritual awakening.
I rate that, man. Yeah,
there's like a point where
I've heard something about that.
I think I watched a few videos on it, but there's like one of the points that they said was, when you start caring about others a lot more than yourself, there's like a point, and you want to, and there's a point where you just want to spread. You don't want to just take care of yourself. You want to take care of other people, show love to other people, and that's what makes you happy. You know what I mean, it's like spiritual
There's a
awakening.
lot of people like that, There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot
good
to do
though.
that,
Those
man.
kind of people are needed nowadays, man. Where
man.
you find genuine happiness by helping other people. You're just spreading it.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad the way everything is right now, isn't it?
But I think in general, one of the biggest ways to deal with, for example, if someone has depression or whatever, like for example in Tyson Fury's case, I think it's having a goal to work towards, always having something to kind of so that you're always active, you're always busy. Keeping busy, I think, is a very, very important factor in terms of curing your depression and whatever. Because if you're just sitting there, your mind wanders, you'll find that yourself. But if you've always got a goal that you're trying to reach and you're always busy, all of a sudden it becomes like you're distracted. You're not even thinking about whatever you were depressed about. You're not even thinking about.
Yeah.
It helps, innit? I'm not saying it will completely, but it's something that could help someone. Innit?
Yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah, I don't, I haven't suffered from anything like that. But there are times where I do start to overthink, and the best thing for it is usually normal, like going football or being with my friends or doing like just immersing myself into like uni work or something like that. It always just takes my mind off it. Yeah.
Exactly. Literally, bro. Wallah. Keep busy.
Next topic is going to be about fears, actually, because some people has this big debate. Everyone has this debate about what would you rather? So, what are you more scared of, the deep sea or the like deep dark space? And that's the two that which people are scared about, innit? So
I've definitely had that conversation a few times.
I've had it quite a few, and I think most people have that view in this right now. I think it's such a talk that I don't think no one. You can choose one, but it doesn't mean you're right. Do you know what I mean? Because they both have their reasons.
It's opinion.
It's opinions.
It's opinion.
Because I think realistically, they're both on a madness, in it. They're both on a mad scale.
On a madness.
For me, I think I'm more. I think I'm more fit. I'm more scared of going into deep space than into the deep sea.
I think I'm more shook. If I was to choose one, I'd be scared of.
Yeah.
I'll be scared of going into deep ocean.
Deep ocean.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's most
space. I'm more excited for. Do you know what I mean? I want to explore space. I won't really be too scared.
Okay. Yeah, that's true, to be honest.
But the sea, bro.
Sea is like a shock.
I think I saw something where
Yeah.
I think I saw something where it was like only. I think like the average depth of water of like large water areas is like 30,000 feet, but the
What
sun
is that
can
called? A
only
Challenger deep or
shine.
something?
Whoa.
I can't
Challenger
remember.
You see, when you said
But
you
this-
say excitement about a thing space, excitement
Yeah.
with excitement comes fear. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll be so excited, yeah, that I'll be shook. Like, I'll be like, bro,
Yeah,
I
'cause you
don't
don't know
know
what's
like
gonna
in the
come up.
water. At least you expect you know on the line of what to expect. You know what I mean?
No,
Fishes.
you
At
don't.
least you're still
You
on the
explain
planet, bro.
different levels of fishes. Let's be honest. But in space, it's out of this
Completely
world. G.
disagree.
It's out of this
Bro,
world.
only
Who-
5% of the ocean has been
It's,
looked at.
exactly.
So you're
Only
saying,
5%.
see,
Bro,
when you
1,000 feet
bro, I've heard that
is
fact since
has
2010.
light.
You think it's still 5%?
100%.
No
That fact's been
way,
going
bro.
around
I've
for
heard that
100
fact since I
100%.
was born, G. 5% of the ocean. Bro, 100%.
Bro, do you know how many? Okay, look at this, yeah? I think it was yesterday. I saw a video of people that put houses on the edge of like land. Bro, it was
Mhm.
drifting off into the ocean.
What's it again?
It's drifting. Bro, the water's taking over. Forget Trump. The
I can
water.
imagine.
What's the
Yes.
planet like? 71% water, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
You
But
see,
bro,
I
it's
agree with
it's
you. I'm
nuts.
not saying it's a minor thing. Like, yeah, just jump into water like it's nothing. But I'm saying, yeah, I'm saying what to expect. I'm saying that it's at least we're still on like we're on ground. Do you know what I mean? But when
No,
you're
no, no.
out, space,
That's not our Earth. That belongs to sharks and that. All these scary
Word.
Loch
at
Ness
least you
monster
know.
and
At
them.
least you know what a
Bro.
shark is, G.
They belong to
I
us.
can't tell you something in space that belongs to this because I've never been there. Like I've been to the beach. I've been in the water. It's calm. 2% done. Do
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
people have been to
I've never
space.
been.
and
I've
they've-
never been 1% inside space yet. Do you
No,
know
but
what
bro, there's been people that have
Bro.
gone to space and they've seen nothing for how long?
I said I've been 2% into the ocean already.
I mean? Oh my days.
Do you know what it is? You're on this planet for a limited time, bro. When you're in the ocean, yeah, cool. You're on Earth, but you're only gonna be on Earth for like 10 minutes. Then you're gonna be in heaven, bro. You're not gonna be dead. You're gonna be in a better place. Well, forget sharks. I just find something
I'm talking about sharks,
like
bro.
Tell me,
There's stuff
where's
that
your
we don't
imagination
know.
going?
Sharks are
Tell me,
scary.
where's your
No.
imagination going? What are you scared of inside
sharks
the
are scary, yeah. But you see, I've seen videos where they explain like no, vice versa. If you see how massive space is and you see how irrelevant we are in the
Yeah.
whole universe, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what kind of excites me because it's like, what is there out there? In the
I would,
ocean, I'm
yeah.
not
love
excited
that,
because
fam.
I'm not going to discover, you know,
You're gonna see people
a
walking
new
around. Do you know what I mean?
city.
No.
I'm not going to go there and
That's what I'm
start.
asking. That's what I'm asking. Do you man believe there's something like that under there, or you just think it's just dark?
I
and you
do.
don't know
I do.
What do you think? There's a whole there's a man them living there. Do you think there's like a different type of madness? That's what I'm asking. Like, where's your imagination going?
There's
with it?
different. There's 100%. In my opinion, there's definitely because I've seen.
Think.
I remember, bro. There's this
Think
one
mermaids
video.
did that, yeah?
That I remember. No, I don't care about that dusty stuff. Bro.
I think mermaids are real, G.
Google, yeah, I don't care. This guy. Listen, there was I think there was like a shark that was like I think like 40 feet long, and they put and like scientists put like a tracker on it. So just to measure
long?
like where they've traveled.
That's like
Well,
10
I tell
feet
you,
across,
but-
fam.
Wait, they got to like a certain level, and then randomly on their tracker, all you see is a deep dive, fast, go down into the depths. Then they found the shark's remains on the end of a beach, like a couple miles away from it, with the tag on and a bite mark in it.
See, I'd rather not know what caused that to happen. Wallah, I'd rather
see,
just
Yeah,
say,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
why
what,
I'm more scared of the sea.
That's
In
what I'm saying,
space, I
literally.
want to know what's going on in there because slightly interesting, isn't it? But I'm not. I don't want to know anything about the sea.
Like,
I'm
bro,
good.
you know when they
I'd
make
rather
these
know about the sea
discoveries-
though. I think it's both is the same for me though, but knowing both. I would want to know both. I don't want to be confused about what's under us and what's on top of us. Do you know what I mean? I want to know both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But at
got
the
a
same
point there.
time, I think on the ground, yeah, like forests and stuff, I think there's forests as well that's probably not discovered as well. And I think you might obviously seen
Oh,
those
yeah.
mad videos of Bigfoot caught on camera and they're recording with a potato or something from, and you just see this man walking. Bro, I used to watch videos. I used to be a mad one. I used to watch videos on aliens caught on camera, UFOs caught on camera,
Yeah, when we
Yeah.
were kids, bro. That's how
Yetis
it
caught on
is.
camera, vampires caught on
I
camera.
used to watch that. Then I turned 12. But I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Every time they make these discoveries in the ocean, bro, the fish is getting uglier and scarier.
Have you seen the thing with the little
That's what I'm
bulb on
saying.
his head? It's a
Like
real
a
fish.
blobfish.
It's a real fish, though.
Why do I want to see that? Imagine you step on that, you look at your foot, you see Like, allow it, wallah.
Imagine you just see like a face looking like this, fam. Just when you step on it, fam.
I can't lie. I also read in every 1 millimeter of water, a milliliter of water, sorry, there can be up to 1 million viruses in it. But they may not be harmful, but obviously some of them can be harmful. Because of all the pollution and stuff that we've done, there's bare like rubbish and that in the seas and that's added to a lot more viruses, deadly viruses and stuff like that, and bacteria being in the
You know what I
water.
pray? Well, I pray,
What?
that I live long enough for going to space becomes a tourist attraction. Well, I pray, because
Like a
I
holiday,
don't
innit?
want to die before not going
possible.
and looking at like stepping. I want to go. I'm a proper. I love the space and I love stars and moon and that. I love that kind of stuff in it. If I'll be proper. When I was young, I also be astronaut still. Astronaut is like, I think it's so lit. I think it's so. I love my space movies, man. My imagination when it comes to space is because mad. Like for example, when I tell people because of that movie Interstellar, when they go in the black hole and how mad time works, yeah. Since that movie, I'm like, I want to go inside a black hole. What if it takes me to another version of myself, which is like a mad one? Imagine it's just
This is what I mean about space. This is what I mean about. You're not gonna have a parallel universe in the ocean, bro. You're gonna have that in space. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
in the water, you just
That's what I'm saying.
Fish version of yourself, which is different. You might see that.
Yeah, you might be more interested, but the question was, I thought the question was, what's scarier? I thought the question was, what's scarier?
What's scarier is the ocean. I would never want to go there. What's more interesting for me is
100%,
100%. That's how.
Bro, Rick and Morty is my favorite show right now.
You're telling me
if half of that is possible, then I want to know.
Us three men went together to underwater. You think I would go if by myself? I wouldn't go. If it's us three and we're going underwater, I would go.
I wouldn't go. If it was us three, I wouldn't go.
Give trips to the fishes, you fam. Start making a business out there.
You're
No, but you mentioned that fish with the bulb though from Nemo. That is the ugliest fish I think I've seen.
Yeah,
I think, and his teeth go outward like that.
Bro, fish. We know fish are butters. You never know. They could be paying aliens. We won't know until we discover it. Wallah.
That doesn't sound right with me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't care.
Why you gonna say it like that? Why you gonna say it like that?
Listen, if you tell me there's a single fish you've looked at and said, you're weird, wallah.
Of course there hasn't been.
Exactly.
This guy, who looks at fish goes,
there is.
Yeah.
Maybe
space still is.
You talk about mermaids, I told you mermaids are real from the day. You don't believe me. Sirens are
mermaids are bad, man.
Now, mythical creatures, mythical creatures, that bracket of stuff.
I think sirens.
Sirens, G. Like, they just do
those are scary, bro.
Do you know about them? What's sirens?
No, what's that?
It's basically females, they look like fish. Apparently they're fish, they're monsters in it, but they look like models apparently, and they do this mad like they sing in it and it sounds like a siren and it attracts. For example, the story is pirates, when they go by this certain island that belongs to sirens, and this island they start singing to the pirates, and these pirates go to the island and they get finessed. They basically munch them. The fishes munch them. It's like a certain creature people talk. It's a story in it. Like the Loch Ness Monster.
It's like an old sailor tale, isn't it?
Yeah, Loch Ness Monster and the Kraken and stuff. Yeah, story like that, fam. That's a whole different episode to be honest. The creatures that still.
That is mad.
I'll be honest with you. I think I've seen Bigfoot. I think I've seen Bigfoot in West London. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What?
I'm not gonna say anything though.
Oh no. I have no words. Okay. I know exactly what you're thinking about. That's the worst thing.
I'm probably going to link him today.
Oh no. Oh my days. So
there's only one person that comes to mind. That's it. I'm sure you know.
Of course I know.
So wait. As we're talking about this, so we're going to say you man saying the ocean's more scary than space then,
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's water though, like you die in 5 seconds, G. Like space is not deep. You think it's possible to go down? Or is people saying they don't want to discover it? That's what I want to know.
But you know what?
I think you can only go down to a certain pressure, level because of water pressure.
Yeah.
There's like a certain level. The further down you go,
age and time, you think it's not possible to go proper deep into water?
I mean, if it was possible, I'm pretty sure they would have.
The only thing that's not possible is how they're going to lab the area.
You think we'd have a cure for corona in this age and time, bro? We can't even cure one virus. You think we can go down to the depths of the ocean?
Hello.
Thanks.
Well,
True. That's
But-
mad, you know.
I think we definitely do have the technology, but that's for another podcast to be able to go down that deep. But I just think we don't really.
Yeah, bro, like I've seen Elon Musk. Yeah, if it's humans like Elon Musk that live on this earth, yeah, that brother named his kid symbols.
No, but that
Word.
guy's like one in.
He's
Named the
actually
whole
Seven
Tony
billion,
Stark, bro.
bro.
He's actually Tony Stark. I swear on my life, that brother he's different. I rate it though. Like,
Yeah.
I find it so interesting. I just want to know. He's the alien, G. Like he's an alien. I believe that he's an alien. My man
Do you hear what his
thinks
biggest fear
sideways.
is, though?
What?
Forget the ocean and space. His biggest fear is AI taking over the world.
Yeah, see what I said, Tony Stark?
Yeah.
This guy's gonna make Ultron, yeah, and Ultron's gonna do bits. He's gonna make Ultron, G. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
You know what's mad?
Oh, that's the first, bro. Episode 4 podcast.
Only person on this planet who can make an AI that's able to take over the world is him.
You think Bill Gates can't eventually?
I'm not gonna lie. I think
Actually, yeah,
none of us
but
really made that.
that's some money, innit?
Yeah, he'll probably hire people. This guy's got the brain to actually create himself.
Before we end this podcast.
Anything else you guys want to add?
Nah, man.
I think
But
it's
just I just want to add
Not
that
really.
you man gonna see Wasim again. Like that's not the only episode's gonna be in. He's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Inshallah, I can't wait.
I think this episode
This
was
is
a
a close
banger.
friend, innit?
Still, this deep talks talking
Enjoyed
about
it.
aliens
I enjoyed it a
underwater,
lot.
talking about paying aliens
Thank you
underwater.
for having me,
So,
man.
pleasure, man. Not the first.
Pleasure,
We're gonna have hella more
Looking
episodes to come.
forward to it. Inshallah.
You man, make sure you leave a like on this video. Comment below as well what you want to see next in it. Give us some feedback what you think of this episode. We're gonna have more guest appearances, 100% coming in this episode. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's way more having
Inshallah.
more people involved in it, having more people.
Inshallah.
And yeah, that's it. Share with your friends and
Yeah.
family, and that's it, man. Take it.
1, 2, 3.
My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.